You have a right to fear money in Acclaim. Money in Acclaim will often destroy someone who has deep and unresolved spiritual wounds. Money in Acclaim in the hands of someone who has deeply rooted and unresolved spiritual wounds will oftentimes destroy the person who receives the money and notoriety. For years, I could sense I had some type of governor that kept me from making more money, from achieving more success. Every year I would set out in business and I would have a plan a couple days before the new year. And every year I would advance very little. It was extremely frustrating, and yet I had a sense that were limiting beliefs operating in the background that on one hand kept me from achieving the goals, and on the other, they kept me safe. But safe from what? I had many unresolved spiritual wounds from growing up in a very chaotic and oftentimes a violent childhood. I never had the ability or time to deal with them, and so I just kept moving along, charging along in life. I did all the things that people said I would never do. Graduate high school, graduate undergrad, owned a couple businesses. Take that, Uncle D. I ain't working at no Jack in a Box, homie. It's a little note from my uncle. I even graduated from a top 35 law program. All of it, others said that I could not do, but I did. All of these efforts were ultimately good, but I pursued them rather than doing the thing I needed to do most, which was to identify and heal generational wounds. And so for decades, I left these wounds in place to fester, operating in the background like malware. And for decades, I was limited and protected from myself. Now looking back after having written the book, Gringo Salado, I could see what an incredible blessing it was not to have more money and acclaim during those times, the times that I sought it. I don't know if I can say that it would have destroyed me like I've seen money and power destroy so many friends and family through drugs, women, and overall degeneracy. But the money and acclaim would have distracted me, at the very least, from doing the work I needed to do to identify and heal these wounds. The money and notoriety, in a sense, would have left me a slave to the malware operating in the background. I've known many rich people who do this as well. They fail to develop habits of silence and prayer, reading and writing, because they have the money that affords them a lifetime of distractions. A kind of slavery at the hands of consumerism and materialism. It's quite sad to witness, actually. Maybe this isn't outright destruction like those who destroy themselves with drugs and alcohol, but this is a type of spiritual impoverishment that leaves many empty and hollow inside, which lasting decades might be worse than the former. And to be honest, I could have easily fallen into these traps had I made more money and gained more notoriety earlier in life. I can see clearly now how money and acclaim received by a man with unresolved spiritual wounds can often destroy the man or leave the man in a state of spiritual impoverishment.
I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this. I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this. I can show you, don't you hold me back, no. I would die for this, I would die for this.
If I was sent back to the time of the patristic, it was captured by the Romans and they own jurisdiction. Head in the guillotine with my mystic friends. You could bring me back to life and I would do it again. Sacraments in my life jacket and fast in the flow. This world is a journey, I'm not attached to this boat. Fossils and met a couple examples of apostles who wrote gospels of hope, echoed by conscious of folk, opposite popes. Like St. Peter crucified me upside down, I would gladly oblige with an upside frown. Like Jonah, I might drown.